us and our depth, especially when you look at our season going into our 14th game. It's allowed our guys to stay fresh throughout the game and throughout the season.
Kind of piggyback on that with the freshmen. You told us all spring and during the summer that freshmen were going to have a big role, especially in the receiving corps. After seeing what Dion and Ray and especially Renthro has done, I mean, does that kind of validate what you guys saw a little bit? And are you even maybe a little shocked at how good they were?
To be honest, I'm not surprised. I think it's kind of become the norm here that we recruit highly rated wide receivers that are very talented, and really we're recruiting guys we think can come in and play as a freshman. That's really kind of been our standard the last 3 or 4 years at the receiver position, and I think those guys being able to come in. I think the thing that's probably interesting about that is all 3 of those freshmen played a different position in high school other than wide receiver, and so maybe the transition, how quickly they've made that transition to the wide receiver position, is probably one of the biggest surprises. But we knew those were talented guys coming out of high school, and every year we go out and recruit wideouts. We tell them if you come in and practice the right way and show that you belong on the field, then we have no problem playing freshman wide receivers.
Now, when you're as Clemson as it gets, when you look at this season as a whole, you've had some time to look back on it now. 13-0 with a chance to go 14, then 15-0. Has it really clicked yet that this could be not only a historical season for you guys, but college football history?
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt that there's and I think really after the ACC championship game last week, and we didn't have a whole lot of time to rest at home. We immediately went out that Sunday recruiting, and we're gone all week. But really, I think getting away a little bit, we're able to kind of put it in perspective what this team has done this year, and it's been very special. And that's what we told the guys, that regardless of what happens here in the playoff, 13-0 season ACC champion is something really special. And now we kind of move on to the playoffs, and it's the next step. And we're 4 quarters away from having a chance to play for a national championship, and that's what one of the reasons all the coaches came to Clemson, is because it's a place that you can have an opportunity to do that. And the same reason we recruited these players here, they wanted to have a chance to win a championship. And so really close, but really now that we're back in practice and back in that mode, really I don't think you're thinking about the big picture as much as we are really getting ready for Oklahoma.
Are you anxious to see how far you and Tony have come as play callers and coordinators, considering this is the team you played a year ago? And I know they're a little bit different and all, but you guys are too.
Yeah, I think it is a little ironic that we're playing Oklahoma again. I think last year when we left the field, we were pretty excited the way that we finished it, and really didn't think we'd probably see Oklahoma for a while. And 12 months later, we're right back at it. But as much as things have changed and we've had a special year, a lot of the things are the same as well. I mean, we're underdogs going into the game down there in Florida playing Oklahoma, and so there's a lot of similarities. I think they've improved Oklahoma this year. We feel like we've improved from where we were last year, and we told our guys that what's happened in the past is going to have really no impact on this game. It's the team that executes the best for 4 quarters that's going to win this game, and we can take a few lessons that we learned last year. But really, we're putting all of our focus in, getting ready for this game, because this is the only one that really matters.
What's the biggest difference with you as a coordinator from this time last year?
Well, obviously having a full year of experience going into it is a big benefit. Last year, Tony and I were kind of going through it for the first time, even though we were very confident in what we were doing, because we've been in this offense for 4 years. It still was the first time as far as doing the game planning ourselves and the play calling, game day, and all that. Obviously, with 14 games now under our belt, we feel like we have a lot more experience, and hopefully we'll continue to get better each week.
When you see that you're an underdog as a coach, do you like that?
Yeah, I mean, I think at Clemson, for whatever reason, we've always played well to that underdog role. I think we've also been in some situations the last month where we were a big favorite, and we went out there and got the job done as well. But our guys kind of feed off of that, and so internally, those are some things we can share with our guys. But ultimately, it's not really going to matter. I mean, both teams know what's at stake. This is not just a regular bowl game. This is a big deal, playing in the playoffs. So we're going to get Oklahoma's best shot, and whether we were the favorite or underdog, we feel like they're going to get our best shot And but it definitely probably helps the guys focus a little bit more as we prepare.
Looking at last year's tape, is there any benefit to that at all, or just completely different on all aspects?
No, there's definitely some carryover. The scheme is very similar. I think they're playing at a higher level on defense than they played last year. I think they have 10 of the 11 that we played against are all back this year. So there's a lot of experience, but we feel like the same way for us. We feel like we're playing better, executing at a higher level. But overall scheme, we feel like we know what we're going to get based off of last year, and I'm sure they feel the same way because we're very similar this year to where we were last year. So it's just part of it, and similar to playing some of our rivals year in and year out.
Based on the film and watching, where have you seen them improve from last year?
I think probably the biggest thing is up front. I feel like their defensive line are playing harder. They're doing a better job using their hands, getting off blocks, and I think they've slimmed down in the defensive front a little bit quicker. So that's really shown up. And then, I think in the secondary, they're playing a lot, doing a better job with their assignments. You don't see the missed assignments that maybe showed up a little bit last year. Studying all of their tape, they're a lot more sound this year and where they're supposed to be, and making it a little bit more difficult to steal some of those big plays.
Obviously, their players are going to be a little heated coming into it after what happened last year. Have you ever had an experience in your career that you can remember beating a team that badly in a huge game and then this quickly playing them again in a bigger game?
Yeah, probably back whenever I was playing in high school. It was probably the last time that I've been a part of that. And, I'm sure, like I said, same thing with us being the underdog. That's good to have, early on and kind of get your guys focused. But, whether, we had that outcome last year or not, their guys are going to be ready because they're playing in a playoff. And so, I think that's going to kind of supersede any of that. And, any of the emotion and excitement, that lasts until about the first play. And then it comes down to X's and O's, and the guys that execute the best and, protect the football is the group that's going to win. So can't spend too much time worried about that. Really just need to worry about our execution and about what we're doing.